makes me appreciate even more the product, knowing like how much like thoughts and detail goes into building it. Yeah, like fully assembled here, and I can see like how much like details and like how many steps. Hey everybody, Rémy Métailler here. I made it to Cumberland, British Columbia, and behind me are the headquarters of NOBL that I'm gonna go and check out right now. Also, I have to grab a new wheel set, but first I need to get it built up, so let's go inside.
Hey Rémy, come on in.
Hey Tatiana, how are you doing?
Doing awesome, how about you?
Yeah, good. So this is a space.
Yeah, totally. This is our HQ in downtown Cumberland, right on the downtown strip. Okay. Yeah, trails are just a couple blocks that way. I'm sure you're itching to get out there with the awesome weather today, but we are full custom program, wheel program here. So that means starting from choosing your rims, hubs, all your components, the way anybody who's shopping, whether it's online or coming in person, will do. So we're kind of going to go behind the scenes of that, break it all down. You're going to choose those parts yourself, and then we're going to get your hands dirty actually building a wheel, seeing some of that process.
I look forward to it. I've actually never built up a wheel, properly at least, so I look forward to learn and yeah, see how that works.
Okay, so we'll move from our showroom on this side into the actual wheel building operation here.
Okay, so the rims, the hub, spokes.
Yep, this is where
stickers.
all the hand building happens. So this is the part that catches everyone's eyes first, and that was by design. This is the hub wall. So these are hubs from all our different vendors, kind of categorized by color. Pretty appealing that way. I see your Project 321 hubs just ahead of us here. Yeah, you can go ahead and pick them off the wall even if you like. They're right there.
Looks really good. Super light.
Totally.
And obviously sound check. That's nice.
Sounds so good.
Just clean sound. So okay, so I got my hubs. What's the next step?
Yeah, remind me for these wheels, what are you looking for?
Well, so I want to build a new set for my downhill bike. And so I'm looking for the most reliability possible. I'm not concerned about the weight. I just want to, make sure that the wheels are gonna stay as true as possible, as long as possible. So like basically the strongest setup I can get.
Okay, so we're gonna choose your rims now. So since we're building DH wheels, obviously we wanna go with our strongest model possible. And for us, that's the TR38.
Okay.
And we're gonna do a mullet setup for you. So we'll start with 29-inch front. Stay where you are there. So the TR38s are a little bit deeper than some of our other enduro models, and also have a 31 internal width. So it's that perfect width for 2.4 to 2.5 inch tires. Most folks run that. I know you will be. And the layup is also our most heavy duty, so most resilient to hits, lows, just hard riding in general. So this is definitely what we'll choose for your wheels. Okay, Rémy, we're gonna link up with Hamish here. He's one of our wheel builders.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Today we're going to be lacing up your Project 321 TR38 wheel set. I think we had a little bit of a conversation about your choice in spokes. We had initially picked out the race spokes, but we're going to be moving to D-lights for a little bit more.
Yeah, I was just thinking that on the rear wheel, I'm looking for the maximum reliability, whereas on the front, having a little bit more compliance is good, because there's obviously much less forces on the front wheel than there is on the rear wheel. So usually you could go, well, I feel I can go on a softer setup on the front wheel, just get something a bit more grip and less fatigue.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that'll work in your favor.
Yeah.
So it looks like we've got 278 spokes on this one.
Okay.
So we're going to grab 32 of these guys. So I usually count them in twos. How about we do 16 each? Cool. So what sort of color were you looking at for your nipples?
Well, the hubs are like black with a little bit of silver end caps.
Ooh.
I thought about going silver, but I feel like I may want to stay black and have the rim stickers on silver.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be a bit much for me if I put silver nipples plus silver decals.
Totally, yeah. I like the way you think.
So just maybe black.
So what we're going to do is grab them off the wall here. Put them in this shuffling tray. So this is our Teflon nipple powder. So we use this as like a
Loctite?
A Loctite, yeah. So this kind of like locks the wheels in. Makes sure that their spoke tensions stay where they should be. So nice and long-lasting spoke tensions. We find that people will bring in wheels after like 2 years, and they're still holding tension like as they were the first day they got sent out of the factory.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely a worthwhile investment getting the Teflon powder on your wheels.
Okay. Is it something specific to NOBL?
Totally, yeah. This is kind of like something we do. This is kind of what differentiates us from like your average bike shop building a set of wheels. Like this is kind of like the noble difference, I guess you could say. All right, let's get to it. So we've got your TR38 rim here.
Yep.
So you always want to make sure that the brake flange is, like when I say the brake flange, I mean like that side of the hub, facing down on the racing jig.
Okay.
And then you kind of want the rim to follow suit. So you can see it's asymmetrical. So you want the side with more material on it facing down.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense because obviously when you brake, there's more forces on that side.
Yeah. And when we're doing the the rear wheel, you'll do the opposite. So your high tension side is always on the asymmetrical side. Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah, because I mean, obviously you get a lot of power coming from your pedal when you pedal, but I would have assumed that the power from the rear brake would be stronger.
Yeah, it's a good point actually. Yeah.
Actually, for me, with my little legs,
yeah.
I usually brake harder than I pedal. But...
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so from here we're going to find what's called our key spoke. So that's your first spoke. So we're going to place that first spoke in there, just like that.
Okay.
And from there, grab our little pointy jig. Grab a nipple just like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, lace that up like that. And that's your key spoke done. So yeah, from here what we're doing is grabbing the spokes. I'll give you a couple. So every second spoke hole on the hub, you're putting a spoke in this way. Yeah, there you go, you got it. Groovy. Sweet, so you kind of just pick that guy up, poke it in the hole there, and then you count 3 in between. So 1, 2, 3, that one. We're lacing it up and we're not tensioning anything, so we're pretty much just putting them on so the threads begin. Later on in the process, once we've got all the spokes in the wheel, we'll tension them all up. This process here you could knock out in 5 minutes if you're going full noise.
Wow.
like bam, 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 bam.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ramp it up then.
Cool, so we've done a quarter of the spokes. So what we're gonna do from here, flip the wheel over.
I find it therapeutic. You know, it's like making coffee in the morning and like breaking the clamps and like taking your time. I did what I should not do. I dropped a nipple inside the rim.
We'll have to deal with that later.
We'll just have to remember it before we put the rim tape. No, I enjoy it. Like once you have the tools to do it.
Gone are the days of sitting on a chair and doing it on your lap. That's
yeah.
All right, so the next step is to put the spokes through on that drive side there. So first cross is the one next to the flange there, and then the second cross is
above.
Spoke. My trick is to
bend it.
To bend it like that and put it to a point where it's on your finger, so that you don't risk the thread scratching the rim. Bend it up and through just like that.
Grab it.
And
then it goes.
Place it in its spot, yeah. So same rule, just
so one
in
below.
Between. Yeah.
Then with the finger like this.
Yeah,
in between.
Yeah, you got it. You're natural.
And then this guy. Okay, so we got 3/4 of the spokes.
3/4 of the way done. Yeah, so let's move on to the final ones. You can hear that nipple rattling around in there. You know the drill. I'll give you those. I'll take care of the rest.
Obviously, you want to go fast and be efficient, but at the same time, if you make one little mistake at the start, you end up losing so much time, right? Because you have to redo everything.
And there goes all of your efficiency. All right, so we got it all laced up. It's no longer a rim and a hub; it's a wheel.
A bit loose, in my
opinion. A
opinion.
little bit loose, yeah. You could ride this, not for very long, but you could definitely ride this. So the next step from here is something called distressing. So we distress the spokes. So basically what you do is you grab it like that, and the objective is to bend the spokes like that.
It's kind of like putting tension on a rear deck cable when it's brand new, right? You stress it a little bit so then it doesn't move over time.
It's like pre-bedding it in.
Yeah.
Like it's adding the things that...
It's like the warm-up.
So now you can see those are nice and bent there.
Okay.
So that means we're ready to move forward. So from here we kind of have to assess how much tension we want to add on because we're at the tensioning phase. Luckily we have these drill bits here, which are designed specifically to work with these nipples. They're a different length nubs that'll only let so much spoke through. So the idea is that when you're like tightening it, they'll all be at the same tension. You start on one side, you always do it per side. Like you'll start with what we would call the high side.
So yeah, one every
skip
3.
Yeah.
So okay. I look forward to see like when it's gonna get close to the end, like because I can see the hub moving closer.
Oh yeah, you'll start to see the hub like pulling out. It's a very satisfying part of the build process. It's still a little bit loose, so we're probably going to add some manual turns onto this one.
Okay.
But first we're going to take a look at how the dish is looking.
Okay.
So the dish is the centering of the wheel.
Okay.
So you
yeah,
can
make
see-
sure that the wheel sits.
Totally, yeah. So it's in the dropouts nicely. Because of the type of bike you have, you're just dead in the center. So that's pretty centered. So we can pretty much just add an even amount of tension to each side. Pretty much what you're doing is just adding one spin. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
But yeah, you kind of just like, it's a very frustrating process, but you just kind of like bounce it on the ground until it comes out. There we go.
Found it. We had dropped it, and well, I had dropped it inside the rim, but managed to get it out.
Now that we've got the wheel all laced up, we're going to put it on the touring stand and begin getting it kind of all tensioned up and built and ready to rip. There we go, and that's nice and tight. Give that a good spin.
Okay. So right now my wheel has a little bit, it's not super true.
Absolutely.
Obviously, because we haven't checked the tension yet. We just... Okay.
So what we're going to do first is I'm going to give you this. This is our tensiometer. So the way that it works is you will put it on the spoke and then it'll give you kind of an idea on the spoke tension. What we're looking for is fairly consistent spoke tensions. In this case, it's not very well done up yet, so they're going to be kind of inconsistent, the spoke tensions. So I'll give you that. You can go around and see what sort of tensions we're looking at. Like 95 kind of thing. That's 70. Yeah, so we're all over the place. So basically, what we're doing here overall is just bringing the overall tension of the wheel up. We're not really worried about how straight and round it is at the moment. We're just bringing the tensions up so we've got a better place to start from when we begin to properly true the wheel.
It seems like maybe a tiny bit soft.
Yeah, totally.
But then let's see.
Feeling like we're going to need another couple of half turns, but let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, I would say we'll keep adding a little bit of tension to that one.
Okay.
What we're doing is holding the spoke and preventing the spoke wind-up. So when a spoke is tightened without that, it'll wind up to a certain point, and then when the wheel is finished building, the spoke will unwind itself, and then you'll end up losing tension, which is not what you want. So all we're checking for now is the tensions and the tension range. Because ideally you want the tension to be within kind of 15 kgf of the next tension. So like the highest and the lowest, you want them to be
close.
Close, yeah.
So now that we've done the tension, sounds pretty good. Like, can I just put the tire on the disc and go right?
Not quite yet, no. What we do here at NOBL is the QC process.
Okay.
So next step from here is checking the actual build of the wheel.
Okay.
So we're going to be checking the dish to begin with.
So the ditch is like how center it's gonna sit.
Yep. So that's how centered it is. That's kind of what you want to do there. So you begin on this side. Looks pretty good. Flip it over. See where it's at, and that's pretty flat. So I'd be pretty happy with that dish there. Yeah. Kind of just going around checking that the
pretty perfect, huh?
tensions are consistent. Yeah.
Wow.
It's nice and true. Yeah. Look at that.
It's compared to how I first put it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely better.
It's like a night and day difference. So yeah.
So starting again from the valve, spoke number 2 again.
Yep. And just going around checking, making sure the tension's around the same place.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's all exactly the same.
Yeah. And that's pretty much exactly where you want it. Cool. So the next step is checking the radial and the lateral truness. So radial is the roundness of the wheel, and the lateral is the side to side. So it's pretty easy to tell from just giving it a spin.
Yeah, just visually, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Then if we see anything out of whack, we'll give it a little bit of a tickle up. Yeah, I'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's basically as straight as it can be.
Yeah. So we're going to start with cleaning all of the Teflon powder off the nipples and then just getting all of that excess. Pretty nice and clean there, I would say.
Okay.
So next step is just cleaning the outer diameter. Yeah, you got it. And then we'll peel those stickers off as well. It's not for the faint of fingernails. So you start opposite the valve on the Tessa tape and just one lap.
Oh, opposite of the valve, eh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So this is our base layer, so the Tessa tape that we use. So the objective is to cover the valve holes, the spoke holes, sorry, just to add an extra layer of protection before you put the extra rim tape on. We use PTs exclusively.
Stiff pits, big fun.
Yeah. PTs make great tape. Great sealant, just kind of great tubeless edit all around. We find they're the stickiest of the tapes that you can buy. Another trick that we use is adding some pressure onto the top of the valve as you're tightening the collar. Okay. So you've got a really, really tight fit. Sweet. So yeah, from here we're going to be putting the decals on your wheels. It's important to make sure that the surface is clean before you begin. Can be good practice to use isopropyl alcohol if the rim's already been used, but in this case we can kind of just wipe it down because it's a brand new rim. Essentially what you're doing is just peeling it and putting it on the edge of the rim and pushing it down like that. It's looking good. Yeah, that's a bit wheel.
I feel pretty proud of myself. You know, I just essentially copied what Amish did in front of me. But no, it's cool. It's cool to understand the process and makes me appreciate even more the product, knowing like how much like thoughts and detail goes into building it. Like it's not like it comes from a container that comes from China and you put it in a box and that's
Absolutely.
it. Like it's like
full custom.
Yeah, like fully assembled here, and I can see like how much like details and like how many steps. You know, it's not like put the spokes, tight, and that's it. Like you go over the process over and over until you get like to like the wheel essentially like perfectly straight and
Absolutely.
perfectly tensioned everywhere.
Yeah, I mean that's what we pride ourselves here at NOBL, where we really embrace the custom nature of everything and how you can have the exact wheel you want, and we're here to make your dreams come true.
So you got the final product there, ready to ride.
Yeah, that's front wheel. I still have to do the rear wheel, but
Yeah,
that will be for after lunch.
one step at a time.
Yeah, so front wheels for a downhill bike. Yeah, really excited to put the tires, the disc on, and get on the bike. So.
And how was the process? Were there things that surprised you?
How much time it takes. Obviously, I was learning, and Amish was taking the time to show me every step. But even him, that's been building like hundreds of wheels. Like it's pretty cool seeing like how many steps goes into it, and also quality control. There's a lot that goes on, and yeah, it made me appreciate the process even more.
Totally. Yeah, pretty satisfying process.
Yeah.
So the final step of slapping that last sticker on and it being finished was
And
pretty
also I was mentioning like this is my first time picking up a wheel from NOBL directly from the headquarters. Until now I've received them at home, but one thing and I'm not gonna do it today because obviously I'm gonna get the wheel ready to go and ride, but like when I get them at home, just the packaging also is just like another step that's create a really cool experience for the customers, the way everything is set up. The stickers, so there is 2 stickers per wheel, 4 stickers per wheel, 8 per wheel set, but then the customer gets an extra 2 stickers, so down the line if you end up scratching it, you can replace it. There is also 2 spokes that comes with the wheel and every single little part you need for your hubs. And yeah, those are like little details that I think for the customer make a really cool difference. So.
As I say, you got to meet a bunch of the team. You see whose hands are on which step of the process. So it was awesome to have you in here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.